When does a federal election have to be held, under legislation passed by Parliament? A. When the Queen wants to replace the Prime Minister. B. Within 4 years of the most recent election. C. Within 5 years of the last election. D. The Prime Minister can call the election any time at his own will. The answer is B. Within 4 years of the most recent election.
Question 2. Which of the following is the federal government responsible for? A. Highways. B. Natural resources. C. Education. D. Interprovincial trade and communications. The answer is D. Interprovincial trade and communications. Question 3. What was the name of the new country formed in Confederation? A. Britain. B. Canada. C. Canadian Confederation. D. Dominion of Canada. The answer is D. Dominion of Canada. Question 4. Where do more than half of the people in Canada live? A. Coastal Pacific. B. Atlantic Canada. C. Prairies. D. Central Canada. The answer is D. Central Canada.
Question 5. Who led Quebec into Confederation? A. Sir Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine. B. Sir George Etienne Cartier. C. Sir Wilfrid Laurier. D. Sir John A. Macdonald. The answer is B. Sir George Etienne Cartier. Question 6. In World War II, in which aspect did Canada contribute more to Allied air effort than any other Commonwealth country? A. Trained 130,000 Allied aircrew. B. Deployed paratroopers in France. C. Provided ammunition. D. Sent 130,000 soldiers to take France back from the Germans. The answer is A. Trained 130,000 Allied aircrew. Question 7. How can a party in power be defeated in Parliament? A. If there is a revolution. B. If the Queen orders the party to resign. C. If a majority of the MPs vote against a major government decision. D. If a minority of the MPs vote against a major government decision. The answer is C. If a majority of the MPs vote against a major government decision. Question 8. Which of the following are the responsibilities of provincial government? A. Education, healthcare, natural resource and policing. B. Nation defense, healthcare, citizenship and firefighting. C. Education, foreign policy, natural resource and policing. D. Nation defense, foreign policy, highways and Aboriginal affairs. The answer is A. Education, healthcare, natural resource and policing.
Question 9. What was the Underground Railroad? A. An anti-slavery network that helped thousands of slaves escape the United States and settle in Canada. B. A railroad through the Rockies that was mainly through mountain tunnels. C. A network for traders used to transport beaver pelts to the United States. D. The first underground subway tunnel in Toronto. The answer is A. An anti-slavery network that helped thousands of slaves escape the United States and settle in Canada. Question 10. Which region covers more than 1/3 of Canada? A. Northern Territories. B. South Region. C. North Region. D. Southern Territories. The answer is A. Northern Territories. Question 11. What is the name of the Royal Anthem of Canada? A. Great Canada. B. O Canada. C. God Save the Queen, or King. D. O Canada. The answer is C. God Save the Queen, or King. Question 12. What is the primary role of the police in Canada? A. To resolve disputes and interpret law. B. To keep people safe and to enforce the law. C. To provide national security intelligence to the government. D. To conduct or support land warfare, peacekeeping, or humanitarian missions. The answer is B. To keep people safe and to enforce the law. Question 13. Which province has the most bilingual Canadians? A. British Columbia. B. Quebec. C. Ontario. D. Prince Edward Island. The answer is B. Quebec. Question 14. Which province is one of the most productive agricultural regions in the world? A. Manitoba. B. Saskatchewan. C. British Columbia. D. Alberta. The answer is B. Saskatchewan. Question 15. When is Canada Day? A. November 5th every year. B. July 1st every year. C. June 30th every year. D. July 31st every year. The answer is B. July 1st every year. Question 16. In what year did Canada become a country? A. 1867. B. 1687. C. 1786. D. 1678. The answer is A. 1867. Question 17. What are the two official languages of Canada? A. Inuktitut and English. B. French and Inuktitut. C. English and French. D. Mandarin and English. The answer is C. English and French. Question 18. Where is Canada located? A. Central America. B. Europe. C. North America. D. South America. The answer is C. North America. Question 19. Can you name 5 Great Lakes between Canada and the U.S.? A. Lake Toronto, Lake Michigan, Lake Mexico, Lake Ontario, Lake St. Louis. B. Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. C. Lake Michigan, Lake Victoria, Lake Mexico, Lake Ontario, Lake St. Louis. D. None of the above. The answer is B. Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. Question 20. What do you call the Queen's representative in the provinces? A. Governor Lieutenant. B. Queen's Governor. C. Lieutenant Governor. D. Governor General. The answer is C. Lieutenant Governor. Question 21. How are members of Parliament chosen? A. Elected by senators. B. Elected by the Prime Minister. C. Chosen by the Queen. D. Elected by Canadian citizens. The answer is D. Elected by Canadian citizens. Question 22. In what jobs did the Metis first work with European settlers? A. Supplies, traders, guides and interpreters. B. Taking care of children. C. Building housing. D. Fishing. The answer is A. Supplies, traders, guides and interpreters. Question 23. What does the National Register of Electors contain? A. Database of landed immigrants. B. Database of Canadian citizens at least 18 years of age who are qualified to vote in federal elections and referendums. C. Database of all Canadian citizens. D. Database of Canadian taxpayers. The answer is B. Database of Canadian citizens at least 18 years of age who are qualified to vote in federal elections and referendums. Question 24. What is the main advantage of NAFTA agreement? A. Free trade among Canada, the USA, and Mexico. B. Free trade between Canada and China. C. Free trade between Canada and the UK. D. Free trade between Canada and Japan. The answer is A. Free trade among Canada, the USA, and Mexico. Question 25. Who are the Metis? A. The distinct Aboriginal people of Atlantic Canada. B. A people of mixed Inuit First Nations ancestry, most of whom live on the prairies. C. First Nations people speaking the Michif dialect. D. A distinct people of mixed Aboriginal and European ancestry. The answer is D. A distinct people of mixed Aboriginal and European ancestry. Question 26. Which act granted, for the first time in Canada, legislative assemblies elected by the people? A. The Constitutional Act of 1982. B. The Constitutional Act of 1891. C. The Constitutional Act of 1791. D. The Constitutional Act of 1972. The answer is C. The Constitutional Act of 1791.
Question 27. Who appoints the judges of the Supreme Court of Canada? A. The Governor General. B. The Prime Minister. C. Other judges. D. The people. The answer is A. The Governor General.
Question 28. What does the Crown mean for Canadians? A. The Crown is a symbol of government, including Parliament, legislatures, courts, police services, and the armed forces. B. The Crown contains symbols of England, France, Scotland and Ireland, as well as red maple leaves. C. A national motto,
Amare Osquad Mare.
which, in Latin means from sea to sea. D. The Crown reflects the Greco-Roman heritage of Western civilization, in which democracy originated. The answer is A. The Crown is a symbol of government, including Parliament, legislatures, courts, police services, and the armed forces.
Question 29. What did the suffrage movement achieve? A. Quebec experienced an era of rapid change. B. The suffrage movement abolished slavery in Canada. C. The suffrage movement led to the introduction of employment insurance. D. Women achieved the right to vote. The answer is D. Women achieved the right to vote. Question 30. When did settlers from France first establish communities on the St. Lawrence River? A. Late 1600s. B. Early 1700s. C. Late 1700s. D. Early 1600s. The answer is D. Early 1600s.
Question 31. Which region is known as the industrial and manufacturing heartland of Canada? A. Atlantic provinces. B. Prairie provinces. C. Central Canada. D. West Coast. The answer is C. Central Canada. Question 32. What types of jobs are provided by service industries? A. Communications and retail services. B. Transportation and education. C. Tourism and government. D. All answers are correct. The answer is D. All answers are correct. Question 33. With which words does the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms begin? A. Canadian citizens have rights and responsibilities. B. O Canada, our home and native land. C. Canada is a free country and home of the braves. D. Whereas Canada is founded upon principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law. The answer is D. Whereas Canada is founded upon principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law.
Question 34. Which of the following is not a responsibility of Canadian citizens? A. Learning to speak both official languages. B. Voting in elections. C. Obeying the law. D. Taking responsibility for oneself and one's family. The answer is A. Learning to speak both official languages.
Question 35. What do Canadians remember on Remembrance Day? A. Canadian victory in World War I. B. Canadian victory in Battle of Vimy Ridge. C. Canadian victory in World War II. D. Sacrifices made by Canadian veterans and brave soldiers in wars. The answer is D. Sacrifices made by Canadian veterans and brave soldiers in wars. Question 36. Why was the Canadian Pacific Railway built? A. The railway made it possible for immigrants to settle in the central Canada. B. British Columbia joined Canada in 1871, after Ottawa promised to build a railway to the west coast. C. To provide a spectacular tourist excursion across precipitous passes and bridges. D. So British Columbia could handle trade of goods worth billions of dollars all around the world. The answer is B. British Columbia joined Canada in 1871 after Ottawa promised to build a railway to the west coast.
Question 37. Why is trade with other countries important to Canada? A. Trade with other countries changed the native way of life forever. B. To increase the trade and enjoy one of the world's highest standards of living. C. Canada has become a member of the World Trade Organization. D. The French and Aboriginal people collaborated with Canada in the vast fur trade economy. The answer is B. To increase the trade and enjoy one of the world's highest standards of living. Question 38. Which of the following best describes the role of the Queen in Canada? A. To make important decisions about how the country is governed. B. To peacefully oppose or try to improve government proposals. C. To run the federal government departments. D. To focus on citizenship and allegiance, be a symbol of Canadian sovereignty and a guardian of constitutional freedoms. The answer is D. To focus on citizenship and allegiance, be a symbol of Canadian sovereignty and a guardian of constitutional freedoms. Question 39. What does it mean to say Canada is a constitutional monarchy? A. The sovereign, Queen or King, approves bills before becoming law. B. The sovereign, Queen or King, represents Canadians in Parliament. C. Canada's head of state is a hereditary sovereign, Queen or King, who reigns in accordance with the Constitution. D. The sovereign, Queen or King, is the lawmaker of Canada. The answer is C. Canada's head of state is a hereditary sovereign, Queen or King, who reigns in accordance with the Constitution. Question 40. When is Remembrance Day celebrated? A. July 1st. B. October 6th. C. November 11th. D. November 20th. The answer is C. November 11th.
Question 41. What are the provinces of Central Canada? A. Ontario and Quebec. B. Ontario and Alberta. C. Quebec and New Brunswick. D. Alberta and Saskatchewan.
The answer is A. Ontario and Quebec. Question 42. Where do the majority Metis live in Canada? A. Central Canada. B. The North. C. Prairie Provinces. D. The Maritimes. The answer is C. Prairie Provinces. Question 43. What country is Canada's largest trading partner? A. China. B. The United States of America. C. The United Kingdom. D. Mexico. The answer is B. The United States of America. Question 44. Which two fundamental freedoms are protected by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms? A. Freedom of belief and freedom of religion. B. Equal employment rights and opportunities. C. Basic living rights and obey laws. D. Aboriginal people's rights and to volunteer. The answer is A. Freedom of belief and freedom of religion. Question 45. What do the initials MP stand for in Canadian politics? A. Member of Parliament. B. Minister of Parliament. C. Member of the Patriots. D. Master of the Province. The answer is A. Member of Parliament. Question 46. Which was the last province to join Canada? A. Prince Edward Island. B. Manitoba. C. Newfoundland. D. Yukon. The answer is C. Newfoundland. Question 47. Who are the Aboriginal peoples in Canada? A. The first settlers of Newfoundland. B. The first European settlers to arrive in Canada. C. The descendants of the first Australian immigrants to Canada. D. The first inhabitants of Canada. The answer is D. The first inhabitants of Canada.
Question 48. What does the term responsible government mean? A. Each person in each electoral district is responsible for voting. B. The Governor-General is responsible for the actions of the Prime Minister. C. The ministers of the Crown must have the support of a majority of the elected representatives in order to govern. D. All Canadians are responsible for each other.
The answer is C. The ministers of the Crown must have the support of a majority of the elected representatives in order to govern. Question 49. Which province is Canada's main producer of pulp and paper? A. Quebec. B. British Columbia. C. Saskatchewan. D. Ontario. The answer is A. Quebec. Question 50. What should you do if you do not receive a voter information card before an election? A. Call your local municipality. B. Turn up at your nearest polling station on election day. C. You should assume you were not chosen to vote. D. Contact Election Canada. The answer is D. Contact Election Canada.